space for your other front lines. When you have 3 tanks in the front, going right into the fight, it allows them to kind of share the burden. You're gonna have to do that quite amount though, because you're looking at 2 full AD teams facing. I don't think I've seen this before. These are 2 full AD teams against some heavy front lines. Renekton, Maokai, Gasante, Sajrani, Alistar, because Tristana, Aphelios, they're not going to be tanking themselves, but besides that, it's going to be awkward. Uzi probably getting his flash blown here.
Most likely, flash in, flash out. It's as simple as, but they're going to jump back in on top of him, flash over the wall with 1 or 2 more auto attacks. Uzi is confirmed dead. And for LGD, this is exactly what you need to be doing. Throw in a spanner.
That tri-brush. What's his thought process here? Does he flash in?
Here?
He's trying to go for a bit of an awkward giant flash. That's what
he
he's going for, right? No flash on either of these bot laners.
Knock up. Ooh, actually interesting interaction there with the head buff. LPC doesn't have flash and no way to escape this one here. They're getting a little bit kind of greedy for 2 kills. And yeah, eventually Uzi kind of says, nah, I'll try turn for this one. Never mind, that one goes over to the tree as well. But the sapling he dropped earlier is enough to slow him down. And JJ just kind of turning him around. Will not be able to get the flash down, but the quill is just enough. Mako picks up a kill. Poor Uzi gets nothing but 2 kills.
Stop recalls. How much is going to come out of this? There's no flash on Uzi.
Yeah, I think Uzi's probably dead here. There's plenty of damage here on the Sejuani, and they should be able to take him out. I will say, fair bit of damage on the return of that, but yeah, just really unfortunate there. Moments, of course, back on LGD, or LNG, excuse me, he was, definitely a much stronger pick. As I stopped myself for a second, the all-out comes in. Decade does not get the knock back, really. It's taking a fair chunk of damage, but without a flash, what the hell, Ala? He tried to flash in, maybe get a Q off cooldown, but that's very scrappy right now for EDG. You can feel that they obviously know there's a fair bit of pressure on them. Might see it engage in this mid lane. Knockup just going to land onto the Alistar, who is forced to flash away, but immediately followed over by JJ, who is immediately taken in underneath the tower and killed. Jin Zhao will survive, and I mean, should be no real contest, no TPs on anyone in this game for the moment. They're all on cooldown. Dragon confirmed. Hex Rift is to be coming. See if there was going to be action on top side from Ala, because he's got the moment going in straight away and Meteor's coming up top side. That's why I wanted to ask it, but it's going to be the ultimates burned. Ala is almost certainly dead. And they can just leave him to die. Tick, tick, boom. Here's my gameplay question.
Okay.
Meteor going for the Evan Shroud. What you would traditionally see them go.
I think particularly in this game, Sejuani can share the frontline duty a little bit with other members on the team. Jin Zhao might have to do a bit of that frontline. He pops the ult. That's going to be the end of that, but mid lane out of turret. We team fights because that's the nature of the game. But you look at both these teams, they really want to be hitting the first target. And as it happened, Decade was the first target in this 2v1. Sucks for him. Didn't really get that opportunity to get that clean solo kill. As Furfur's teleported down towards bot side, and sadly,
but without that ultimate, he's going to struggle to stay alive. Once he goes in, I don't think there's going to be a way out. Decade on the side here, trying to go straight in on top of Uzi, who kind of puts his feathers in a bit of an awkward place, if I'm being totally honest. Not really the ideal situation for it. There's going to be the Moonlight Vision, an immediate flash from LPC. Ala runs in after TPing down, trying to put down a little bit more DPS, and it's all very, very scrappy. It's all very all over the place, but Ala's on the Renekton, and in the mid-game, he is huge. LGD now.
Second Herald, both of them gotten for free at the end of the day. They're going to get themselves to soul point fairly easily as well. And what feels like a fairly low action game has, in the small scope, which is EDG, so much control around river and into the enemy jungle. You can see the amount of bot side vision EDG have.
Assessment that you should probably be hard targeting
Haiqiao.
This guy. Haiqiao, yeah, he is probably dead, almost certainly confirmed. Mako gets that kill for himself. Very rightly earned. And again, this is the problem with LGD. They have great starts, and then we get to this point in the game, 22 minutes in. We're 2 minutes away. No, they can get here and fit plenty of time. Uzi is kind of in the mid lane, not really in a position there. JJ needs a flash over, but he will not be able to confirm. Now do you look for the fight afterwards? A hex flash from Jin Zhao just to try and separate everybody out. The Maokai is dead. So plenty of good health bars here for the side of LGD. Do you want to just kind of maybe leave this one go? They would love to try and get this Hex Soul to try and nullify the advantage of the Baron. Here we go. There comes the Nature's Grass to try and jump on the Jin Zhao, immediately cleanse it. There's the feathers to go flying. Knock back onto Uzi, who has got a flash available to him. They've killed the Aphelios, the Alistar as well. Decade is trying his hardest, but LGD lose 4 in a blink of an eye, and the Hex Soul as well. They wanted it too much, and EDG knew they could take the fight.
The carry
kind of just hold off the pushes coming out here from EDG for the moment.
Jin Zhao has flash. There's a chance for a multi-man knockup. Oh, that's it.
Yep, they're going to look for it, but the Moonlight Vigil goes completely wide, and now Jin Zhao is left without a hope or a prayer. He goes down straight away. Ala pops the dominance after TPing in on the backside. He's looking for try and catch on to LPC or Haichao. He'll take either of the AD carries. Goes golden, almost like a trophy to EDG as they look to try and end off this game. Decade will fall down, and eventually Haichao just about gets the buster shot out, but it's all too little too late. EDG find themselves 5 for none, or 4 for none.
Huge game-breaking fights like this one. Golden is now well and truly out of control. 3 items coming in towards Fofo. Be able to return to the map with even more force after this point. Towers continually falling in. Despite the game not being over at this point, feels like that kind of fight is kind of your last.
He can turn into some minced beef for the bolognese later, and EDG straight onto the Baron. We are going to see Jin Zhao over the top here. I mean, he's going to look for a flank, but now he's completely separated from his team. This is a 5v4. And Jin Zhao is nowhere to be found. He's kind of like, a bit awkward. Sorry, guys. I'll try and make a move now as he flashes in to make something happen. But the AD carries just haven't been able to set their feet. They haven't been able to move the moves here. Jeje will fall at the end of it, but he's only sacrificing himself for a full ace in favor of EDG. The TPs are going to come out.
Zhao was cooking with the engage, and it does not taste particularly sweet for LGD. Awkward moment around that Baron. Yes, it was a desperate last fight. It was always going to be a difficult play for them, but EDG grind out. Fairly dominant game 1.
It was a bit rocky in the first few minutes, but slowly but surely EDG found themselves just too far ahead, too clean and composed, and LGD now 1 game away from being knocked out of playoffs.
Got to keep our eyes on that, of course. If they are to lose this series today, LGD, as we will keep reminding.